Riley and Lindsey will be receiving on my right. You guys ready to go? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we get started now. 002.
Okay, here we go, guys. We're back to the action here. This is our next doubles round. We've got Joey Farias here joining us.
Hey, Joey.
Hey, guys.
We've had some exciting matches today.
Man, it's been unbelievable. I think it's a lot of credits due to some of this ball's just a tad bit slower than what we're used to. Not much, but it really helps with kind of elongating points, and you see some of the magic of being able to speed it up and slow it down out of nowhere, and all these resets, and it makes that's my favorite part of pickleball.
Yeah, and it's a fan. The fans love those exchanges.
Yeah.
Like the points go on for a little while. Those are great.
Yeah, that's a great point. We haven't really talked much about the difference in the ball that we're using, too.
Yeah.
So
No, that's a great point. I mean, this ball is a tad bit slower, like Joey said.
it is. For those of you that don't know, it's a Franklin X40 that's being used as the ball. Very similar to a Dura, but very different in that it doesn't really lose its shape, right?
Yeah,
Would you
correct.
agree?
Absolutely. A little thicker, so that's what slows it down. But, yeah, it stays around. It's a wonderful ball to play with, actually. So.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, let's talk about this matchup right here. You've got, on the far side, you've got Team Selkirk, Riley and Lindsey Newman, brother and sister. Talk to us about them real quick.
Man, obviously they've known each other for quite a bit. You know, probably not quite as long as Frank and Martina, but no, yeah, brothers and sisters. They look at the movement. They know their ins and outs of how they're going to move on the court, and it looks just so easy to them.
So fluid.
Yeah, it's so fluid. They're just complete grinders out there. They want to make this points long and kind of wear you out until they get a chance to attack. So
yeah,
definitely.
I feel like we looked similar when we played together. Movement.
That's right.
We didn't quite look quite that good there, but no, the Newmans definitely have that fluidness about them, that smoothness, because they played tennis together and now they transitioned into pickleball. And they will tell you, it is no secret, they have fallen in love with pickleball over the last year or two.
Yeah.
Who hasn't?
I know, right? It's easy to fall in love with this sport.
Oh, big time.
It is.
I mean, Joey, you were a tennis player, right?
Yes.
Tennis coach?
Yeah. I coached college tennis for a couple of years and was the director of a junior tennis academy, and then decided finally try some pickleball. And once I played my first tournament, it was tennis was over for me, basically.
Game over.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the common thing that we're seeing is that, like, tennis players love tennis still. It's not that tennis players hate tennis anymore. It's that this game is just so unique and different.
601.
Between the rules, the volley exchanges from 7 feet off the net right there. Like, there's just a lot more intimacy with pickleball, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I say it often, but I feel like the strategy in pickleball is just there's more of it, just simply because the court is smaller. So you really have to find your opportunities and find your opponent's weaknesses right off the bat.
Absolutely.
Really early.
All right, so we got a side out, guys. Back to the action here. 0-6-1. We've got Frank Anthony Davis and Martina Kochli on the closest side to us. Do you know if they've ever teamed up before?
I know for sure that they have not.
They have not. Okay. Frank's from Philly. He's from Philadelphia,
Yes.
up in Pennsylvania. I think that's right.
Yes, that is correct.
And you've got Martina, who's from Florida, but she's kind of north of here. I believe.
Miami.
She's Miami.
She's from
Yeah.
Miami, which is 2 hours, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, but she does not mind coming over to the West Coast for a little bit of pickleball action. So I've gotten to play with her a couple of times. It's a blast. She's
absolutely.
a wonderful player.
She is, and she's a sweetheart, too. She's very, very sweet. Very nice.
Absolutely.
Fierce competitor.
Yes.
She's right on that. I mean, that's very, very quick reflexes right there by Martina.
Yeah, I think that is the one that she wanted there too. That just didn't go her way.
You'll notice if anybody's watching for the first time, Joey, talk to the viewers that might be new to pickleball or that haven't seen the Newman's Club, how they play with that two-handed backhand. So effortless.
Yeah, so obviously that comes from tennis, their tennis background. And both of them have been able to really adapt it and use it as a weapon here in in pickleball. One of the main reasons of how it's so effective for them is they do not change their grip like most players would if they were trying to switch from a two-hander to their forehand.
So you're talking about going from maybe a continental to a semi-western. I don't know.
Correct. That is correct. So
they don't have to.
Wow.
Oh, great get by Frank there. He's one of the fastest guys on court all the time. One of the most athletic. That was fun to play and see him play.
But you were going back to what you were saying about their grip. They basically, when they utilize the two-handed backhand.
Yeah, so they use what looks to be almost like a semi-western to even a little bit more on their forehand, and they just keep that for their backhand and turn over their wrist to use it. So the shape of the paddle is basically what they're controlling, is making sure the shape of the paddle is that they're doing correctly to be able to get the ball up and over and even use some topspin.
A little bit of underspin right there.
And at times, I have watched Riley, and at times he has actually utilized the two-handed forehand as well. He doesn't actually even bring that other hand off at times.
No.
So it's definitely a unique thing.
Wow.
Wow, what energy from Frank Davis right there to close that point out.
I couldn't look away.
Again, Frank is an energy guy. He feeds off the crowd, the energy. So this could spark some
Without a
momentum
doubt.
run for them here.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, all it takes is really one exciting point for that momentum to shift.
192.
Wow, that serve was right on the line.
Just coming up a little short on that
A
third.
little bit. What I love about their two-handed backhands is how much control they really showcase when they hit it.
And both of them. It's not just the one or the other. It's like
Yeah.
immense control.
There's a third one. There's Haley Newman that's just starting, and I heard about a new little brother that's a senior in high school that is starting.
I think
We're
the
gonna-
family of seven.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's. So I know 4 of them, and they all started playing already. The 2 younger ones are brand new. So I think
Right there.
That
next
point,
year
you
we're
could
gonna see a
really
lot of Newmans.
Yeah, you could really see how well they know each other on the court. I mean, so the shot down the middle was actually missed by Lindsey, but then Riley had her back.
There we go. But that's because they've played so much. I think they
Yeah.
actually know what's going on.
He hit it around her head, and it still went in. And he got the point.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, just incredible athleticism and just awareness and understanding of who you're playing with.
Absolutely. I've got a cool story about the Newmans. Some of you guys have maybe heard this, some of you maybe not, but the first ever pickleball tournament that they played in, which I believe was about a year and a half ago, they picked up a paddle for the first time 3 days before this Open Pro cash prize tournament. They go in as brother and sister, don't know what a dink is, don't know how to do a third shot drop, and they won gold at their very first pickleball tournament 3 days after they discovered pickleball.
No.
And I was watching that live stream. When I got into pickleball about the same time, I said, who the heck are these two? They are going to be big in our sport. And it was less than a year they were competing on the biggest stage with some of the biggest players like Joey, Kyle, Ben, and so on and so forth.
Wow.
So that just is a testament to how talented the Newman actually
Oh,
are.
absolutely. Yeah, they play such an awkward style that's new to pickleball, where they move so well together. As you see, she's taking over some of the court. You'll see Riley take over, and you never know which one's gonna kind of go and be super offensive. Yes, and yeah, they're so fluid with their movements. They don't have to stack because of that two-hander. It's such a weapon for both of them. So, Riley's really comfortable with that in the middle as well as his forehand.
Ooh, what a
Wow,
shot by Frank. What
Frank.
an athletic move.
I like
that's
that.
His signature. He can jump out of the roof. For
Yes.
a shorter guy. He can get up there and get those balls.
He can dunk.
Absolutely can.
Jump, yeah.
Yeah.
If pickleball doesn't work out, I told him the NBA
Wow.
might be his second best option there. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, all kidding aside, what do you do with the Newmans to break them down?
One of the biggest things that you'll see that when players have been successful is basically, kind of keeping it towards their forehands, try to keep it away because you cannot read where they're going with that backhand. It's
That's
so
the
hard.
direct opposite of what you would
Exactly.
normally
You
tell.
play them like they're
Interesting.
yeah, there's
That's
a couple
okay.
players like that, you know, their backhands are just phenomenal, and you basically treat them like a left-hander and try to neutralize it.
So when you give them those backhands, that's what they prefer.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
In that point, actually, you saw just what Joey was saying was Frank actually went to Lindsey's forehand a few times, actually got one a little bit higher.
Yeah, got to pop up.
Yeah, and
Okay.
they were able to win that point.
There you go.
But with their movement, it's hard to do.
It really
It is.
And do it consistently,
Yep.
with them, right? You might get 1 or 2 points off of them like that occasionally, but the biggest thing I noticed, even though they've come up short on some of the big matches, like at the Lakes, they didn't win gold. I think they won silver or bronze.
Yeah,
They got on the podium, but every match was just a grind. They make you work for every single point. And
Yeah.
actually, I've seen Riley. Riley will be flowing like that and moving and in rhythm. But there's times in every game that I've seen him where he will just take the court over.
Yep.
He will literally just take the game over without even. He'll flip this switch. You'll see it.
Yeah.
If it comes down, this is not the most. It's 16, so maybe you're not going to see it here. But against some of the teams that I've seen him play, he will take a game over big time.
Wow, Lindsey's really settling into that court. She gets wide in her stance.
Yeah, she really does.
She
Yeah.
really does. And what you were just talking about, Scott, with Riley being the one to take over, what I'm noticing is Lindsey is the one that is actually really going for the poach.
She's
And
pushing,
Riley's, Riley's got her covered, though, in the behind her.
For sure.
If it happens to go by her, which doesn't happen often.
Yeah, and guys, talk about how that helps if you have a partner where you trust them 100% to know that
it's
they're going to be
great.
there.
Oh yeah, it just makes the game that much easier where you're comfortable with your every movement. You know that you know what shots you have to cover and what shots your partner's covering. There's no second guessing yourself out there, and that's a big part of pickleball.
Absolutely huge.
Yeah, I feel like when you can trust your partner, you can really compare it to when you've got that day where you are just on.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like your partner just always has the day when they're on. You just know that they're going to have it.
And if you watch, see how the movement she went for that earn, even though they didn't hit it to her, Riley slid over and straddled that middle line. He's got that covered. It's like they know. It's like he kind of knows her tendencies, and he's already slid with her. So if you watch a lot of teams that either aren't on the same page, or maybe they get a little lazy at times, if Joey shoots to an Ernie and I just stay in my box, that ball's going to get hit down the middle, and there's going to be a huge gap. So I think that's important. She just hit it crazy.
In front of her face.
Belgian backhand is what we call it. So Gigi Lemaster was one of the first greats to have that kind of backhand where it's a forehand kind of just flipped over to protect your face. And Gigi perfected it and won a couple national titles, I'm sure, with that shot. And you're starting to see it used every time it gets kind of fast and you're in this awkward situation.
It's hard to read off that panel like
yep.
that, isn't it, too?
So it has a name.
Yeah, the Belgian backhand.
I like it.
Yeah, that's crazy. The Belgian backhand. Never heard that. I love it. I just find it really entertaining to watch the Newmans. I don't know what it is about their style, but they stay really hunkered down. And one thing that this is like a constant with them. Every time I've seen them compete, their defense is spot on. Their defense is always on point.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason why this other team cannot get more than 1 point on the board.
So true. And I'm actually going to take a second. You guys keep talking. I want to look up what their mixed doubles rating is with the Global Pickleball ranking system.
Absolutely. I'm curious because they are both such amazing talents. There's a forehand put away by Lindsey. Joey, have you played this duo? before? Or
I think I don't know if I've ever played him, actually, now that I think about it. I've played Riley in singles and in men's
Okay.
doubles, but I'm not sure if I've played them in mixed.
Never the duo. Yeah, they just have such a way about them, the way that they glide across the court, because that's truly what it is. I feel like is they glide. Like they're playing on ice.
Yeah.
It's so smooth. Every time they're on the court, it's just like they're consistent. You know, you can compare it to like Chick-fil-A with fast food. You know what you're gonna get with it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just great
It is good to see that
pickleball.
They're not immortals. They did just miss a shot right there.
They do miss. Rare, but they do.
Look at him stretch out and get that, and then get out of the kitchen before Frank can hit him. Wow,
Yeah.
great point by Frank right there.
Yeah, way to stay in it.
But still, listen, regardless of the score or the time, a good point's still a good point, right?
Exactly,
Yes.
definitely.
This is about the competition of it.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful
one thing
back.
we all know about Frank, sorry I didn't interrupt you there.
No, that's fine. It was
One
just
thing
too
we all
pretty.
know with Frank is that he never puts
Oh, no.
any point.
No way. You see, he's one of those ones that slides across the court.
Yes.
In singles, especially. you see.
Absolutely.
But he does slide a lot.
And this is a little fact that a lot of people don't know about Frank. Frank came to Birmingham one time and he played with our group, and I got to pick his brain a little. He played singles for 5 years in pickleball before he transitioned into doubles.
Correct.
Wow.
So that's something not a lot of people know. He lives for singles.
Wow. Great passing shot by Martina Kochli. That is how they do it in Miami.
Martina, beautiful little inside out. You know, got Riley a little off his. Almost broke those ankles just a tad.
He was expecting that middle shot, huh, Joey?
Definitely was expecting the middle. He was jumping all over that thing too.
We should have told him to pick his jock strap up in the middle there.
Oh.
Joey, I had to pick my jock strap up every single time Joey hit a ball past me.
Yeah, I've been burned like that plenty of times by a lot of girls. A lot of those top women are just getting better and better every time we see these new girls coming out and playing.
I'm glad you bring that up. Talk about that a little bit, because I've played mixed doubles, and if you have a female partner who is not confident hitting behind the male, then the male can feel comfortable crowding that middle so much that he'll give that lane up. If
Correct.
they know that you're not going to hit there. So talk about why the mixed double, it's important for the female to be able to hit behind.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep the guy honest. It's just kind of like poaching, the same thing. Even if you lose the point going behind him, it's still in his head that you can hit that shot, so he's not going to cheat over as much. And it's that same concept with poaching. If you poach and you miss it, anytime you move, that person believes that you might poach, so it just affects their shot just a little bit here and
Just a
there.
little.
Mind games.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and how much at the pro level does the mental chess match play a role?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, a lot of it here, if you notice, one of the biggest differences with these two teams is that the chemistry, like we've talked about, we have a team that's played multiple tournaments together and know each other very well, and a team that doesn't quite have that same chemistry where they know each other's tendencies, they know what kind of shots to expect at certain situations, stuff like that. So it's the same thing whenever we're playing in men's or women's or mixed. In the pro level, you're going to see players that are learning new shots, new techniques to be a little trickier on court. Really hide some of their favorite shots now instead of just kind of showing it. They're going to be a little more deceiving, stuff like that.
Absolutely. So I did want to make mention of the global pickleball ranking system. The way this works is it's not a team that gets the rating. It's still an individual. So I just looked up Riley. Riley in mixed doubles is ranked 17th in the world in mixed, okay? So now I've switched over to the boys, and I'm going to find out what Lindsey is. So each, because the truth is, Lindsey and Riley do play exclusively together.
Yes.
But there may come a time where they can't, or maybe you play with different people, or you play with
Correct.
different people. So they have to base the ranking on the individual, not the team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely been times I've seen Lindsey play with Tyson before at a tournament
Yep.
because Riley couldn't show up or couldn't make the trip. And I know that she's playing with Kyle Yates here pretty soon, I think.
Oh, interesting.
There we go. Okay, so I just looked it up right as the buzzer hit. It's Lindsey is ranked 13 in the world in mixed. All right, guys, we're here with a live interview with Riley and Lindsey Newman from California and Arizona. So, guys, congratulations. You guys took that in pretty dominating fashion. But one of the big things that I've noticed with you guys is that you move so smooth together. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think it comes from growing up playing tennis together. We played a lot of mixed doubles tournaments growing up, and I think we had a lot of fun going against each other on the practice court. But I think we have more fun playing with each other, so we know where each other's going to be, and that helps a lot.
We got the brother-sister vibe going, so typically Riley knows where I'm going to go before I even know where I'm going to go, so that works out.
That is impressive. Guys, I'm serious about this. Y'all are two of my favorites to watch. I know y'all are a crowd favorite too. Your styles just blend so well together. You both play similar. You both have the very impressive two-handed backhands. Talk about that briefly. We don't have as much time right now, but talk about how the two-handed backhand plays into y'all's family and how even your siblings are starting to utilize that.
I mean, whether it's ping pong, tennis, pickleball, we always got a two-handed backhand. We just feel like we get a lot of control, a lot of pace with it. And the one hand, we're never super comfortable with it. So
Two-handers all the way.
Yeah.
We like it.
From day one.
So now with the Epic we just got, it's a longer handle, so it allows us to hit that two-handed backhand with ease, and we're loving it. So
That's
far.
not even fair. I love it. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. Another win for Team West here. All right, let's get Martina and Frank. We got Martina and Frank coming up right here. If you'll just stand here on the tape for us. All right, guys. What's up? What's up? Guys, great match. Tough competitors there with the Newmans. Have y'all ever faced them before?
We have not, and they're a very strong team.
And we've never played together before, so this was like, yes, a new experience.
A couple more excuses.
Couple more excuses.
Absolutely. No, and it may sound like an excuse, but it's really not. Like, they're brother and sister. They play together exclusively. So that is a very tough matchup for you guys to have when you guys haven't actually seen them before and played together. So I thought you guys competed hard. The one thing I love about you two is that you never give up on any point. You will play through every single point.
Yeah. It was a great match. I mean, it's tough playing a team with someone like Lindsey's two-handed backhand is just incredible from out of the. She's really good at that. Riley's really good at that. They're fast players. It was a fun match. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, yes. I mean, they're such a power force, brother, sister. So I think we had a great couple points.
Absolutely.
And
It was
really good.
Not close, but fun.
Not close, but fun.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's what it's about, guys. It's about that spirit of competition. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate y'all's time, and good luck.
Thank you. You're doing a great job.